Alright, so we are going to commence our first Liberation Rite. But it won't be for us. Someone else will be liberated. Is everyone prepared, Hedwyn? Yes, though several of us have another question that's been troubling us. You need but ask. You said that one of us is going to return to the Commonwealth if we defeat the Tempers in the rites this night. What happens if we fail? A great question. Hedwyn, my boy, don't you see? The path to freedom and the path to enlightenment are one and the same. Do you intend to stray from the path? No. Then you have nothing to fear. Let me be much more upfront with you. Should you be defeated by the Tempers this night, then one of them shall end up going free instead of one of you. It is as simple as that. What then is to be done? The very same as if we achieve victory, we await our next such opportunity and make the most of it. It's a good lesson. You fail, learn from it, gain your enlightenment, and try again when the next opportunity arises. Tonight, our plan is set in motion. Again, our plan is to spark revolution in the Commonwealth by bringing as many of the Nightwings up into the Commonwealth. We hope to make systemic changes to hopefully end some of the cruel rules and guidelines that have been put in place by the Commonwealth that send so many people to exile. So hopefully less people will be in our shape in the future and won't have to fight for their freedom through exile. Fulford's ambitious plot, the plan's current probability of success is 10%. So as you get more people free, as you win the Liberation Rites and you send the Nightwings up, not only are they out of your team, but the plan's probability of success goes up, which will affect your ending. We shall stand together, shoulder to shoulder, as the scribes themselves once stood. Again, though, that's not happening here. We are doing something quite different. So look up, my boy, and set aside your doubts. It is time to take great strides along the path. Boom, ba-doom. Doom, do, doom. No one's free. Doom, doom. Stuck in the downside. We are stuck in hell.
Many years have passed since last the Nightwings gained the summit of the sacred mountain and stood upon the fall of Solium. You are
We've been gone for a while.
For your guidance, reader,
Thank you.
but only if you can prevail in this Liberation Rite.
We will not.
Here you stand to gain much more than some enlightenment.
See Celeste and Tariq up there?
Other than the Templars. I trust they need no introduction.
I would like an introduction regardless.
One among you shall regain their freedom.
Yay, Celeste. The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. I concur. The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. Then, anointed one of the Templars, come forth now and declare yourself, and pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings. We got a demon. A massive demon swaggers into view. He reaches for his mask. Yeah, Ignarius. He's so cool. You know who I am already, but look at what we got here. The damn Nightwings decided to show up. Almost figured we were never going to see the day again. So they've been waiting for their chance of liberation, but because the Nightwings have to be present for Liberation Rite to commence, no one's been able to earn their their freedom. So Ignarius and all the others are rightfully pretty ticked off. He takes notice of someone in your ranks. Hey, you. He indicates Jody. She scoffs back at him. Lose the mask. Ain't seen one of our own in ages. Not in these damned robes. Jody's hesitation is almost imperceptible before she moves to remove her mask just as her adversary asked. Satisfied. Whoa, you must be new. Oh. Kiss kiss? Oh, kiss kiss? Jody soon puts her mask back on. Enough talk. Ha, I like you, curly horns. Tell you what, once we put out your lights, you come along with these guys. We're gonna have a spot open. Only shame is I ain't gonna be around to show you a good time. I should rather cut out my tongue. Oh, you don't mean that. Our kind, we ought to stick together. Now, come on. Ignarius throws his mask back on as his allies snarl at the rest of you. Have the Nightwings reached a decision on whose behalf they shall conduct this rite? The lone minstrel gets your attention in a subtle way. Reader, this is it. The first companion whom you choose shall be anointed to go free this very night if you prevail. The other two in the triumvirate shall lend their aid. As you may know, only the most enlightened in the rites are eligible to go free. Not all among you may be ready yet. Now, Nightwings, I would have your decision. Alright, so this is pretty clever on the game. Like I mentioned, not everybody can go through at once. You can only choose one person at a time. Whoever you choose, if they win, they're gone from your roster. But you can't just pick the weakest people and get the weakest people out. You're forced to choose some of your more experienced players. So you're losing something in this, as in, like, you're losing a strong member of your team who has been helping you get to this point. So they're kind of forcing you to rotate your roster, learn everybody, and say goodbye to the people who got you here. Which is tough, but super clever and really, really awesome. So if you wanted to get everybody out, you have to make some rotations. You have to use some people you're not used to. It's super cool. Again, we're not actually going to lose anybody because we're not going to win. So everybody will be staying in our ranks. So our main choice is going to be who's going to be have the most unique take, or the most unique dialogue based off of who we're going up against. Right now, I think out of our 4 options, excuse me, is going to be Jody. She already has seen like a little bit of, hesitate to call it chemistry between her and Ignarius. And then she also has conflict with our girl Pamitha. Pamitha already stated that she thinks Jody will be the first to go, but I'm going to anoint her and not let her win, which should bring up some interesting points between these two, because technically Pamitha was right, but Jody did not go free, and that conflict can lead to something interesting. Good character moments, good character growth can come between conflict, and I'm really interested to see that. Hey, good afternoon. Flope, it is wonderful to see you. You've made it in time for our first liberation, which is going to be really fun. So I don't know how much you caught, but we're going to anoint Jody to see how she interacts with Ignarius, and how when we lose, how she interacts with Pamitha still. Me? Why? Then the Gate Guardian looks up upon you and your adversaries. Very well, then. Under the watch of the 8 scribes, here are the stakes of this eve's Liberation Rite. Should the Nightwings prevail, the one called Jody shall be liberated. Should the Tempers prevail, the exile Ignarius shall go free instead. She then turns to you. Now, who among the Nightwings shall complete your triumvirate to strive alongside Jody and see to her return in glory? I'm going to go with the big 3 here. Pamitha refuses. Otherwise, that'd be really funny. I'm playing on normal difficulty, just because I'm not really playing to win, but to make it interesting, because I do kind of want to have a challenge and not make it just a bore to watch. I've contemplated turning it up to a higher difficulty and then watch the opposing team just absolutely dunk on me, just to make it a little more interesting. So I wanted to get through like the first big chunk of the game up to the first Liberation Rite with me like showing some amount of competence, and then I was thinking about moving it up to a higher difficulty post this, just so it's not boring seeing me lose all the time. I've had to like score a couple points and then wait around for the enemy team or the rival team to like win the game on a couple of rights, and that's kind of boring. I don't have anything equipped on Headwind. Well, let's give him something, because we have his Gold Bracer. So let's give him that, even though it doesn't really matter. Go ahead. Sounds good. Now let's bring Jody home. Sorry, Headwind. And let's do Rookie. Yeah, sure. No pressure, right, sister? No pressure at all.
It is done.
The Gate Guardian. Very well. The 8 scribes accept your choices, Reader of the Nightwings. She then indicates to the lone minstrel. Now are you yourself prepared to reek? Aye, Celeste. Then let us begin. Nightwing's been waiting an awful long time to get out of this hole. Try and stop me. Alright. There we go. So I'll make it a little interesting. Even if I'm kinda shit at the game. Almost don't want to talk because this fucking soundtrack is so good. So we're just gonna run around here. He's coming back. Let's jump and throw. Hell yeah. This soundtrack is just godlike. I mean, Supergiant can essentially do no wrong when it comes to, I don't know, like anything they do. I like just can't see them doing like anything that's just like garbage quality. Oh shit. No. There we go. And let's pass. It's Rookie. Go. Hell yeah. It's just so beautiful. I can't not love it. There we go. Okay, go. Woo. Man, I'm feeling alright. I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah. So we'll get a little bit further. Oh no, they got me. I'll let them score a little bit. Sometimes it's funny how like slow they are. There we go. But like recently, been listening to a lot of this soundtrack just in my off time, and I realized that I love melancholy. That sound of just like sadness, with just a little bit of hope, but things like aren't really working out. It like really speaks to me. It makes me very happy. It's one of the feelings I feel the strongest is melancholy. Have a good work day, Mama. Thank you for stopping by. It means a lot. Alright, they're doing alright. I think when I played this the first time, by this point in the game, I had already lowered the difficulty down because I was playing on mouse and keyboard. Now I play on controller. It was just so awkward. Like, I love the game, but it feels really weird using mouse and keyboard. Oop, continue in a moment. Hey, your little blue campfire over there isn't... There, it's starting to look a little thin, ain't it? Those chumps, they're rustier than you are. Just don't let on. They know who's number one. Let's keep it that way. So I love that you get a chance to, like, read these guys' mind. Ignarius is really a lot deeper than lets off. You Nightwings ain't as tough as everybody says. Unless you're saving something for me, eh? Go on, show me what you got. Yeah, so when I first played this game, the mouse and keyboard was super awkward for me. I was having a really hard time, but I was really loving the game. Specifically, the characters. I absolutely loved every single one of them in this, and I wanted them all to go free. They made it so compelling, and like you want to see them succeed. You want to see them live and get what they want, and to see the plan go through with success as well. So I kept losing, and okay. Let me let this play out for just a moment.
The Night Wings, on the other hand.
Alright, well, let's stay here for a moment.
Thus ends the Liberation Rite. And thus
I'll continue my story in a
scribes
moment.
have chosen. The exile appointed by the Templars shall be free.
I'm interested to see what you do up there,
Absolved of
Ignarius.
all misdeeds. Return to glory in the Commonwealth. His adversary and all others shall remain
As is our plan.
to carry out their rightful sentences.
Today, it seems, was not to be my day. Regardless, I am grateful to you all for the attempt. Okay, so I was just getting my shit kicked in when I was playing the game, and I felt so bad. I was letting these people down, these friends. I became attached to these little 2D pieces of artwork with beautiful characters and stories behind them. And I hated that I was doing a bad job because it was my fault they weren't getting free. It was my fault they were losing. So I turned down the difficulty because I really wanted to see good things for these characters. So by this point, I had turned it down because I wanted them to succeed. I think I only failed one Liberation Rite later in the game when I think I might have tried to put the difficulty back up, and I just got absolutely creamed. So this is my first time doing it. Normally, with a controller, it's a lot easier. It feels a lot better. But now I want to see what happens when you lose. Because Supergiant just does beautiful things, so I know they've got plans in place. Damn, what do you know? Still got it after all, I guess. Just like old times, huh, people? He looks around until he spots someone. Hey, curly horns. He means Jody, but she does not respond. Just my luck. I get scooped out of here just when we hit it off, huh? You take care. And if you want a real shot at getting out of here, well, the Templars are going to need another set of horns. Though you ain't going to go for it, huh? He turns to the members of his triumvirate. Templars, we had some pretty decent times. We always had a way of going out on top. So you just keep on like you're doing, and I'll do the same. And away we go. Ignarius, so how did his thing get updated? He was the notorious demon leader of the most feared triumvirates in the Rites. The former leader of the Templars has regained his freedom in the Liberation Rite. Another reason I like Ignarius is just he's a scary guy, but if you keep him down here, you get to see him more and more, and you learn more about him, and he's a bit of a softie. And I am an absolute sucker. I've said it before, my favorite trope is big tough guy, big softy secretly. Something just speaks about it. I'm not like a big guy, but I love gentleness, and I love gentleness in a place where you don't expect. I think the way that this game handles loss, as well as victory, absolutely. This game teaches you about defeat in a really interesting way. Most games, when you lose, you go back to a checkpoint, or it's a game over, or something like that. This game keeps on. Like, there is a plan and a plot in place for you to lose, and it's really, really interesting. I love it so much. Let's see. The Shimmer Pool, seldom seen celestial phenomenon linking the downside back to the Commonwealth. Thus, beneath a blooded moon, the Sclorian waters rise for but a moment, only to fall again. Soon there is no sign of him at all. Enjoy, Ignarius. Accept this, for it is done.
Ignarius. The 8 scribes are ever merciful.
I wonder what you'll do up there, man.
Grace,
I hope you cause some trouble.
may soon commence again.
Hopefully he learned mercy, like so many of us have learned mercy here on the downside. Sorry, Jody. So a lot of the decisions I'm making in this game, because they're not like decisions to win, they're decisions to see interesting dialogue and interesting character moments, which I think is interesting. You're going to try to do that no matter what, but it's interesting to think about it in a way of how are the characters going to handle losing instead of winning. It's a different way to think about the game, and I think it's a fun little critical thinking exercise in a way. I'm a teacher. sort of. So thinking about things in non-straightforward ways is fun. And I think it teaches us a lot about how we perceive others as well, perceive ourselves. All right. After falling to the Tempers and Liberation Rite, you return to your wagon to decide how to proceed from here. How's Jody holding up? Oh, you know, she isn't thrilled, but then what else is new, right? I feel for her, but this defeat is but a temporary setback. The Nightwings have more opportunities at freedom than all other triumvirates combined. It's true. Our journey is now begun in earnest. We'll just need to make a few last preparations while we're here. What about the stars? Can we afford the time? About that, reader. Go see for yourself. The night sky over Mount Elodiel is much darker than you would have expected. Your thoughts are with Jody as you look towards the heavens. You gaze into the darkness of night. Excuse me. All right. So this is fun. The game is really opening up now. What is going on? You search and search the sky, but in vain. No stars are shining now. The stars revealed nothing, did they not? What do you know, Wilfred? You confirm his suspicions. As the book foretells, this is the chance we need to make ready for what lies ahead. There's a haven south of here we'll travel to at dawn, and when the stars decide to shine for us again, we'll be ready. Mark my words. Alright, no one wants to talk. No slug market. Let's continue. Good morning, my girl. The place I noted earlier, let me illuminate the way. Yeah, I found in the settings it turned me back into a boy. And I don't know why, but I changed it back to a girl. I didn't realize you could just do that in the settings. Alright, to the Moonlight Alcove, a small landing on the dark side of the Sacred Mountain. Wilfred indicates you can await the next cycle of the rites here. Let us go. This part of the game is so beautiful. Wilfred leads all of you into a calm and quiet clearing tucked away inside one of the mountain's hidden folds. All about you see a variety of strange items and equipment. Alright, somebody to talk to. Yay! Alright, Wilfred, what have you got for us? You find Wilfred seemingly lost in thought, but then he turns to you. Greetings, reader. This wagon and I weave many memories together, and I could not help reliving some of them just now. I suppose some aspects of my past may be of relevance to you, given your role. If there is something you would wish to know, you need but ask. Alright, so let's see here. Ask what he did to earn his sentence. He reminds you... Who did I free in the final rite the first time you played? Ooh, God. Oh, it's been a couple years, but I think it was Pamitha, because the opposing team had her sister in it. And I thought that was going to be a really interesting just like bit of character development or character moment for both of them, and it was really tough. I didn't know whether I wanted to make her let her earn her freedom or not. It was just really, really compelling. I don't want to give too much away in case someone wants to, is watching this later on YouTube and wants to play for themselves. But I loved Pamitha's relationship with her sister, and I thought Pamitha was one of my favorite characters. I really, really like her. So I was like, oh, this will be a fun, last chance. I wanted to do it anyways with to make her the final one. But then when it turned out it was her sister at the end, I think that absolutely sold it for me. It was really, really good. I just love this game so much. Even if I can't remember as much as I would like to. All right. Wilfred invites you to inquire about his past. Thanks for the question. It's fun to think back about the first time I played this game. It's a really fond memory. Wilfred reminds you of someone you heard about long ago in the Commonwealth. Why the Nightwings disbanded, the triumvirate of which you are now a part, seems to have a storied history. How does he know the lone minstrel? The two of them seem to be old acquaintances. How long have they known each other? As to be excused, there's no need to take up more of Wilfred's time. I'm most interested in what he did to earn his sentence. Wilfred is a long-standing exile of the Nightwings who seeks more than his own freedom. That's right, he's a revolutionary. Freaking awesome, I love him. I love everybody. You ask Wilfred about his past in the Commonwealth and how it is he came to be in the downside. How rather forward of you, my girl. Most whom I have met during my travels here have been reluctant to approach the subject of one's history before one's exile. I found that to be the most fascinating subject. Nonetheless, I am happy to tell you. As a reader, I assume you're familiar with the stamping press, an illegal invention allowing written materials to be published at an extraordinary rate. By God, it's reading. In 617 AS, the Commonwealth was under siege from within as an anti-theocratic propaganda quickly spread. Oh no, it's even more realistic than I once thought. It's so freaking relevant. I took issue with the Commonwealth, the ban on literacy, the interminable wars against the High Wing remnants. I spread the truth about it all with my machine. Under pseudonym, of course. Still, I knew I was putting myself at risk, and sure enough, my stamping press was eventually discovered and burned to the ground. I, however, managed to elude capture for a while. Spread that knowledge, Volfred. Spread the knowledge. Not for long enough. Here in the downside, I chanced upon the Nightwings, who were searching for a reader. In that respect, my past, I think, is similar to yours. Indeed. Anyway, that is the long and the short of it. Now then, is there anything else? Ooh, I actually get to ask him more. Sometimes they let you do everything. Sometimes you only get one question. You express interest in knowing more of how the Nightwings came to be and Volfred's past connection to the group. I have been connected to the Nightwings almost since the beginning of my days in exile. They found me, in a manner, as I understand, quite like how Hedwyn and the others found you. Back then, it was a smaller group than we have now. I joined an exile called Orisa, another known as Orlick. A former exile of the Nightwings who conducted the rites alongside Volfred and Orlick. Oh, that's what you mean by final rite. I just remembered some stuff. Gosh, I don't remember now. Some of this stuff is coming back to me. Orlick is a former exile of the Nightwings who conducted the rites alongside Volfred and Orisa. I completely forgot about some of the other parts of this game. Once in a while, we let Tizo stand with us as well. He is rather older than he looks, but he's so damn cute. The triumvirates we stood against, they feared us. Only the Templars presented any threat to us in any given rite. But there was a terrible accident, Orisa. We lost her, and Orlick, he was my friend. He fell from Mount Elodiel. We lost him as well on the night when he was to be free. We were reckless, hasty, and I was powerless to stop any of it. I blame the rites themselves, the circumstances that put us into danger. The downside has claimed many lives, yet this, it was too much. I vowed never again to don the mask and raiments. I had the black wagon cleared and buried, such that it could not be used again. If the Nightwings would rise again, it would be under different circumstances, under new leadership, and towards a different purpose. That is all I wish to say of this, my girl. Yeah, stuff like that, losing your teammates all at once, will change a man, change a person. You asked Volfred about his history with the Lone Minstrel, whom he seems to know quite well. Tariq was there with the Nightwings when they took me on. His manner has always been much as how you've seen. Although he is somewhat more cheerful now than I recall back then, if you can believe that. I think our plan has sparked a little fire in him. Our plan, still at 11%. No shock there, considering nothing has changed. He serves the rites and the Nightwings. I've tried to ask him of his past before, but he seems rather reluctant to speak of it. Though it is plain that he's not from around here. This being the downside, I respect his wishes for some privacy. Nonetheless, although I do not know too much of him, I count him as a friend. His mystique in an enigmatic way kind of does add to his charm and interest. I lost track of him for some time, though it was he who first informed me that the Nightwings had returned. He and Tizo were instrumental in our meeting. It's been good to see him doing relatively well. Anyway, was there anything else you wish to talk about for now? Nah, man. Thank you so much for the knowledge. He thanked Volfred for his time and bid him a good rest of the afternoon. Likewise to you, reader. Be well. All right, I think we are safe to go. Nothing else to do but to bide your time. Everyone, the amenities are modest here at the Moonlight Alcove. For many years, Volfred smuggled supplies and furnishings to this well-hidden locale, but I suggest that you get comfortable. We may be here for some time. As for myself, I have some business to attend to. Please leave the wagon in my care for now. It shall be ready by when you need it next. On the mountaintop, you can see all across the downside. Its impossible expanse staring back at you. The thought occurs to you that you may never see another land beside it. And so you and your companions wait upon the mountaintop in quiet solitude, anticipating when the cycle of the rites begins to turn again. Then you shall have another opportunity to free one of your own. You may earn back their freedom one by one. Many moons pass. Then, one evening... May I have a moment, reader? The lone minstrel finds you poring over the Book of Rites, as has been your learning through your stay at this abode. Begging your pardon, but there is something you may wish to see. Please follow me. You follow him into the cold night. Look forth, reader madam. The stars shine like you have never seen. Once more the path toward salvation is revealed, but now something is different. The stars shine once more. Ooba. And Gol. And Triesta. Each prior time you searched the stars, they showed to you a single path, but now several rites avail themselves to you at once. So now the game actually opens up quite a bit. We get to choose where we go next. So if there's a character that you really like, that you really want to interact with more, you can choose to go and face that triumvirate again. And I think like those that you choose more often have a higher chance of going to a Liberation Rite when it's next available, I think. All right, so we can go to Barker Ashpaws. We can see scrolling. Tamitha or Sir Deluge. I don't think I did a lot with Barker before, and I really like him. He's fun. And I get to do my absolutely terrible accent. So let's go for it. The stars urge that we go to the nest of Triesta, a long way off. Wilfred, sir, how are we to reach the nest of Triesta in due course of time? You know full well, Tariq. Preparations are complete. You think you see the lone minstrel smile, ever faintly, but cannot be sure. Please ask the others to gather their belongings, rest, and then assemble at the wagon there at dawn. We shall be departing at that time. As you will, sir. The cycle begins anew. As the years advanced, you'll find there ought be fewer rites, this time, until once more we are to traverse Scribe's Gate. Exactly how many, it is difficult to say, but our next chance at liberty ought present itself much sooner than before. So basically, you don't have to go through all like 7 or 8 rites to get to liberation again. It'll be a lower number. So liberation happens much more quickly now, which is kind of nice. So let's be ready for it now then. See you in the morning, reader. Your companions have not traveled far from the Moonlight Alcove. Word of the news soon spreads throughout the group. Anybody to talk to? Nope. Let's go. Next morning, Volfric calls everyone together before the black wagon. This old wagon is more than it appears. Some water, one moment. With Bertrude's aid, it escorted you across the sea, to me. Now it should escort us anywhere the stars require. Come and see. Volfric beckons you to join him in the wagon. Let us go. So we got lots to see in here. Something has changed about the wagon's interior. What looked before to be old cracks and signs of age now expose various intricate components once hidden from view. You are the Nightwings. You should travel in their customary way. He turns to you, indicating levers and devices marked with symbols from the book. Now, reader, whenever you're ready, you may take us up. I'll show you how. And everyone else, hang on to something. Take off. So now we get to fly to our next destinations. After having soared into the sky, the black wagon remains aloft somehow. By the Underking! Cree! Tizo, excited to be flying again. You get the impression this may not be the first time for him. Of course. Hey, now we're talking. The Nightwing shall sail the skies again, wheresoever the stars may call for them. Poor Sir Gilman. He's afraid of heights. This has to suck. There's one catch. The downside provides few locales suitable for landing, though we should be able to find at least a couple landing places near to where we're going. We'll then make way by land or sea towards our destination. Now, without further ado, let us proceed. The black wagon can fly. Seek landing near the nest of Triesta. Sail now the skies. So now we just get to fly around a little bit. Whee! Yeah, oh yeah, then we can go a little faster. Can move around a little bit. I think we can see the other triumvirates flying around too sometimes. So we've got two options. We can go to the Black Shore. The low road to the nest of Triesta passes through razor-sharp sands. Tizo seems enthusiastic about the prospect of taking this route. Or Highwing Cove. Volfred believes this should be an expedient path to the nest of Triesta. Let's do Tizo. He's feeling good. I'm feeling good. Let's land. The Black Basin. Your wagon touches down in Black Basin where you first met Volfred and Pamitha as well. You briefly wonder at what might have happened had your paths not crossed. Full inspection of the wagon is already underway by the time you join the rest of the group. Pamitha takes care to realign each set of stabilizers, needing little help from you. Meanwhile, Tizo greases any intakes that sealed shut during the flight. You soon run into Volfred, who has further details to report. Systems are nominal. The wagon's fit to journey onward at dawn's light. The group disperses then, some taking time for rest, while others tend to personal pursuits. You should have time enough to do the same. All right. Ooh, Sir Gilman. Okay, we got lots to do. Let's talk first. All right, Gilman. What's up, man? I love you so much. Sir Gilman is shivering there after the Black Wagon's maiden voyage through the skies. Master Rita, this knight is very, very slightly out of sorts is all. Very, very slightly. He merely appears terrified, but he assures you that that his seeming cowardice is but an optical illusion in this case. Pamitha overhears and joins you. Flying's not for everyone, Sir Knight. This knight heartily concurs, though how anyone at all can stand it, he has yet to understand. Well, let's see. What's it like to swim the waters of the Sea Dominion? Ah, those glorious murky waters, engulfed in hideous warfare to be sure, but otherwise a joy to cut across, to feel the coolness of the waves beneath one's gill slits and the like. Though this knight is now accustomed to his life above the surface. Flying's just the same, Sir Knight. It resists those of us not born to it. I, in turn, have wondered what your seas are like, but the thought of swimming fills me with disgust. Though I haven't had to swim, and you now have to fly. That's very brave of you. And you handled it better than some harp fledglings I've met in my day. Oh, she's so comforting. You'll get used to it. She departs, but you sense Sir Gilman is feeling better after the exchange. Aww. Such sweet little interactions. That's why I love this. Alright, so we've got lots to do. Let's check the book. I think we have a couple of pages that have been revealed to us. Oh yeah. Alright. So first off, living in exile in the words of Jomer Minimane. Once I too roamed free. I remember well those days in which I was called chief. I traveled all the world over on my 4 good paws, and I was well adorned. I wanted to grow stronger. Here at last I have. I shall not mince my words. This place shall either harden you or kill you. Shall haunt you with old memories. You share the exile's plight. My charge is to alleviate the sting of it for you a little bit and to prolong your stay, but only for as long as needed. Your charge is to return. We call this place the downside for a reason, but in time, here you can learn to eat, to seek out shelter, and to find a certain beauty in unlikely places. Make the best of it. Alright, let's see what else we got. The Forsaken Lands. In the words of Molten Melithe, the Wild Witch, years upon long years we spent distilling life essence from many things which all at once writhed under the auspices of their mortality, which we ourselves cut short. In this we have no regrets, for we learned much, and so, we think, did they. We earned the title Witch, and we were forced to flee into the downside. Here we encountered Solium Mur, and soon we gained an understanding of each other. He bade us circumnavigate these lands and catalog our findings. We felt a strong desire to expose the secrets of this land. He wished to yield benefit to those who followed in our wake. Indulge us both, then. So we're learning more about the other scribes. Learned about Jomer Minimanes. He learned how to survive down here. and the Wild Witch, Melithe, wanted to expose the secrets of the land to learn more. Always seeking knowledge. What else we got? Celestial Landmarks from Liu Sklorian. 100 Minds the Scholar. You feel kinship with the stars. You owe your everything to them. Perhaps one day even your freedom. I chased the stars across the river of my genealogy until they led me here. I demanded they explain to me the paradox of knowledge, for how is it that something can be shared but still contained within ourselves in its entirety? The stars did not respond, but sent me on a quest. I sought the 9 landmarks, which they revealed to me, so that someday I would reveal their mysteries to you. Share the knowledge. These landmarks, emissaries of the stars, are 9 lenses through which we see the land and see ourselves in a new light. So notice that all scribes are all about sharing knowledge. Ooh, I missed one down here, I think. The Black Basin. Okay. Still talking in the voice of Melithe. The continent we called Black Basin shall one day tear itself apart, arriving upon blackened molten crags. Tolerable only by the harp triesta, we pressed onward towards a suffocating wood. This land felt to us somehow primordial. Deep in its roots and noxious crevices lay innumerable clues as to its ancient history. We had little time to excavate, for our supplies by then were thin. Further, we were lost. Our best attempts at circumnavigation all had failed. It was Liu Sklorian who reached out at last under the stars, and they revealed the way. Then we at last could see the sacred Mount Elodiel there in the distance. Alright, we got more here too. The Book of Rites. Man, we're getting quite the info dump here. In the words of Liu, much can be said about the Sisters of the Arch, whom we banished to the great beyond for deeds irredeemable. So that's like Sandra and the Beyonder Crystal. Suffice it that the details of their banishment are written in this book. The sisters in the book became inseparable, not unlike the stars, their light, and the infinite darkness that engulfs them. The stars communicate to us, and you in turn. The words within this book are but an edifice, a simple surface. Look past the text, to the hidden meaning, to the hidden power. The stars above, as they are not mere lights, these are not mere words. If you chance upon the sisters of the Arch within their prison here, give them our thanks. And even more back here? Mount Elodiel. Alright. Gaining the summit of the sacred Mount Elodiel involved no small amount of sacrifice and sorcery in varying proportion. The mountain's energies were palpable, the sensation that we felt indescribable. The lands we stood upon were closer to the stars than to the world we knew. It was upon this highest point in all the downside that we first made efforts to concoct this tome, which you now read. It was there that we were stricken with a vision of the cycle of the rites and felt together for the first a sense of freedom unlike any we experienced before. But that is a subject which our comrades shall illuminate in greater detail. All right, let's go ahead and play. I don't want this whole time to be stuck reading.